His hair? Hair, you good? You do be wildin' sometimes. You do be wildin'. Hello everyone, my name is Kirk. Today we're gonna go ahead and do something special. For quite some time I've been wanting to go ahead and get my cards graded. Well, I've been getting new cards and I've been looking over the cards that I already have just to see what is worthy enough for submission, and honestly there was a lot of cards that I just wanted to go ahead and send because I've never done this before. And quite frankly, this is something that I've thought about here and then, you know, like ever since I started collecting cards from the very beginning. But I mean, you weren't a kid getting your cards graded unless you had your parents also wanting to get cards graded. Like that just wasn't happening for you. So, and now I'm an adult. It's been many years and I still have some of these cards, and then I've been recently collecting new cards. So today I wanted to go ahead and actually get a submission ready. So I've decided to go ahead and go with CGC. PSA seems to be the standard, but I really like the cases for CGC, and I don't know. I just have good feelings about it, and there's nothing that can really stop me. So I've gone ahead and I've already created the submission form. I've already selected this few cards that I wanted to go ahead and send out. The part that's left is actually packing everything up into its own box and getting it ready for shipping. But before we go into that, please be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe. It's helpful and it's kind of nice. You know, it makes me feel like, you know, maybe I should go ahead and make more card content. Maybe I should just not care and do it anyways. But yeah, go ahead and do it. It's free. And what else are you doing with your time? Do it. But before we actually get into any of this grading card stuff, I did want to go ahead and open up a few things that came in the mail. It seems like I have something in the mail a lot of the time anyways. Yeah, let's go ahead and just open up a few things from Citadel Collectibles. And then we have something that came from Japan. Let's see, I can feel cards over here. So this should be the safe thing to go ahead and do. Don't just wreck yourself. Oh gosh, it's a little bit sharp now. It feels like it's actually taped to the envelope. But here we go. First edition Corsola from Neo Revelations, I want to say. This is part of a set that I'm trying to go ahead and collect. I don't know if there's anyone who's actually trying to do this as well, but specifically the set that I think I want to try to get into is these instances where you see the Pokemon, but it almost looks like it's a toy or a claymation, made out of clay, and it just happens to be in an actual environment. So this could very much be an actual picture. There are quite a few cards even today that come out that are usually common or uncommon, and I think that this is a really interesting sort of set to try to collect. For the moment, the plan is to go ahead and put it into my binder, but if I ever decide to go ahead and do a complete set for a Neo Discovery set, or Destiny, like whichever it is, I think it is Discovery or Revelations, I don't know, there's like 4 different Neos. It's a little bit rough, but honestly, it's in super awesome condition. Look at that Corsola. And also these are first editions. I didn't have to go ahead and get them in first edition, but for the most part, if I can get something in first edition, I will, just because, you know, it's a lot easier to get unlimited, and that's fine. But for something like this, you know, it doesn't cost too much more to go ahead and get it as first edition. Each one of these was something like maybe $3 from Japan. And I believe this was an eBay listing. Oh my gosh. This, like a Japan exclusive McDonald's promo. And I'm not gonna lie, I was watching a different YouTube channel, Twice Baked Jake, I believe. Yeah, they were talking about just really unique cards, and I immediately agreed when I saw this. Bulbasaur is one of my favorites. It's just looking super happy. I feel like there's a lot of joy in this kind of card. Something like this, it would go super nice in a binder, but you know, it's not like I'm trying to collect the full set for Japanese promos or Japanese exclusives. This is something that I intentionally would love to go ahead and get graded. You know, if you're a Bulbasaur fan, why wouldn't you? Oh man, like, you know, I'm just gonna like scissor this open. It honestly looks pretty good from whatever I can tell, looking at that gloss. There's a little bit of wear and tear, but I mean, this isn't a new card. There we go. Beautiful. So with this now, I feel pretty good. So this is the awesome haul that I have. Let me know what you think. Have you seen any of these cards before? The Corsola or the Bulbasaur? And is this something that you're thinking about adding to your collection now that you've seen them? They're very cool in my opinion. I just can't wait to put these two in my binders and to go ahead and get this graded eventually. So that was the mail, and then now let's actually get into the grading portion of this. So you might be wondering from the previous videos that I've made, you know, what did I actually end up choosing for submitting to CGC for grading? And this is what I came up with. I put them into this box, specifically at the bottom of this box with more cards on top, just to make sure that they, you know, remain flat, because, I don't know, paranoia a little bit. Each card is within the card sleeve by Ultra Pro. And then from there, we got these, what are they, like post-it notes, but like special highlighting sticky note things pretty much on the back side of it. And then that together, I slid that into a card saver one, and I did that for all these cards. So this is exactly what I'm submitting. So we have blaines Charizard at the very top. First edition, Red Cheeks Shadowless Pikachu. We managed to get a special delivery Pikachu. Then there's a birthday Pikachu. So like a few Pikachus. The Legendary Collection Reverse Holographic Venusaur. Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz. First edition from Gym Heroes, I believe. Ho-Oh from Neo Revelations Unlimited. We have a Munch Pikachu, which I'm like so happy that I was able to go ahead and manage this. In no way is this gonna go ahead and get a 10. It has a tiny marking right there, like on its belly. It might be difficult to go ahead and see here because of the glare in the case. There's like a little bit of damage here, but it's hard to go ahead and see. So this is not gonna be a 10, but regardless, I'm incredibly happy to go ahead and send this out for grading. We have an unlimited Shining Gyarados. Neo Revelations as well. I could be wrong about this, but anyways, yeah, so Shining Gyarados Unlimited. This is one of the latest cards I've been able to go ahead and manage. A Lucky Stadium promo 41. If you don't know the history about Lucky Stadium, pretty much it was a promotion card from the one and only Pokemon Center that we've had here in the US. It is no longer a Pokemon Center and it's a Nintendo World Store. Yeah, English exclusive card, and I was able to get one. This made it under the submission as the final card. All right, so the question is, how do we even do this? So as per the instructions, you know, this is a card saver one. This is the exact size that we're gonna be looking at. What they say is that you're supposed to have everything exactly the way that I've done it here, pretty much double sleeving things. It's not necessary to go ahead and put this tab, but it makes it easier for the grader to go ahead and, you know, just do the work. Whatever you can to make their jobs easier is nicer, because then that means you get your submission back as soon as it can, and you're not just adding extra work for people. So honestly, this is really weird, but I get a lot of anxiety by trying to send things out. I mean, receiving things is easy. You just order things online and they come, they show up. But to go ahead and send things out, the thing that I always get nervous about is like, where do you even get a box that's the right size? So pretty much at the moment I have way too many boxes here, but just so I can go ahead and kind of get over things and do things for the first time. So I have quite a few boxes, and although it's not that many cards, if we look at the thickness, you know, it's not much. It's not much. But I'm gonna go ahead and submit it into this box, wrap it up just for like maximum safety, and that should be fine technically. This is a box that I received by ordering something. I don't even know. It might have had a label. I probably took it out, but it looks very clean. I don't know how I did it. It says Walmart at the bottom. I'm assuming that that's fine, and we're just gonna see. So for this stack, what they say is that you need 2 pieces of cardboard. So you're gonna go ahead and sandwich these things. So you're gonna have a piece of cardboard that goes on top and a piece of cardboard that goes on the bottom. And then you're supposed to rubber band that up so it really gets sandwiched together. So the way that I plan on doing this is not by using any of the cards that are already in their card saver, but I have a spare one right here. I'm gonna grab one of the boxes that I do have. So this is just another box. Again, this is why I get nervous. It's like, I don't know what I need. Do I just start buying boxes? At what size? I don't know anything. Looking at this, apparently this seems to be, this cardboard flap seems to be just about the right size. I could go ahead and use this flap right here and maybe just size that a little bit better because this is slightly bigger. Like I might actually do that unless I want to be super perfect, but now let's go ahead and give ourselves a little bit more space. Eventually you need to go and rubber band things. You don't want things to go ahead and start squeezing in on the actual card itself or on the plastic, on anything having to do with the card itself. That should make things very easy. I'm thankful that I don't have to actually grab the card saver to do this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cut along right there. And I know that's way too big, you know, like it's super long. We are gonna go ahead and fix this up, but I mean, this is just an excellent place to start. For someone who's just trying to figure this out, you know, someone doesn't really send things out too often at all, ever. You know, like we're figuring this out together, and thanks for sticking around, for just wanting to go ahead and figure out how to do this, how one person has done this, because that's me. That looks lovely. That looks lovely. What I think that I'm going to do is layer this over each other. Actually, is it even better if I layer it? Like that would be even better, all honesty. Okay, but this is the more worrisome part. So from here, I think that this is a decent spot to go ahead and do this at. There we go. Now we have scraps. What for, you ask? Okay, so we have 2 pieces of cardboard. Now I don't know if it matters if it's like face up or face down, like if that matters at all. I mean, it's a sandwich. You flip a sandwich upside down. Is it different? No. Okay, so that's looking pretty beautiful. Things are already feeling heckin' official in my opinion. So that is a sandwich, and I'm gonna go ahead and get some rubber bands. Where does one even get rubber bands? Like I'm pretty sure you can go on Amazon or something, somewhere, and just buy like a bag of rubber bands. But honestly, I've kind of been, I don't want to say I've been saving them up, but when I order groceries online and they get delivered, when I order eggs, they usually put like a piece of rubber band on it just to make sure that everything is safe. And I just move those to the side. So these are egg rubber bands that came from egg delivery. Let's see, I've never done this before. Let's just assume that it's fine. You don't need all the tightness in the world, I don't think. You just need something that's gonna keep everything in place and, you know, is not gonna move while it's being, you know, taken across where it needs to. Like that alone honestly feels pretty good, but I think it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and just do 2 more. So maybe like a pound symbol. Some of the cards did move around, which means that it's a little bit loose. But with this, okay, it kind of feels like this probably could be tighter, but all things considered, if it moves around, it's just going to go ahead and hit the border of a rubber band. And the only danger that there is if the rubber band flies off, which could be a thing. And that's kind of make me think I need to like double knot it, or not double knot it, but just increase the tightness on it. No matter what, this is going to be tighter than these, you know, just in the way that it's currently wrapped around. So that's bound to make a little bit of a curvature. So I'm gonna go ahead and reevaluate this. So I went twice here, and then the parts that were loose, I kind of moved it along so it pretty much has like a even pullness, even strength. Let me go ahead and try to straighten it all out, because it's been moving a little bit, understandably. Just make everything as loose as it can be, because you're playing around with tightness right now. So I'm just distributing the looseness and tightness. Then from here, I think it's fine if I just do it once. Okay, gonna bring this down a little bit. Bring that up a little bit. I seem to have closed that off, which honestly isn't too bad. Go ahead and bring this down a little bit. Okay, if this just straight up looks like a monstrosity, you let me know. I mean, there's not much I can go ahead and do about it now, but this is what it looks like. That was a lot of playing around with this, but this does feel sturdy. This isn't moving around at all. And the thing is, although there's like, pull happening at the cards, it's not too bad as long as it's distributed, more or less evenly. Like, that's fine. That's kind of tight. Kind of tight. That's kind of tight. It's a little bit looser. That's tight. It's a little bit looser. So I have reason to believe this can work. Yeah, so there aren't many cards that are going in on this submission, and right now I'm just trying to make sure that everything is more or less even in the way that it's stacked together, so that there isn't any one card saver trying to like crush the others, which feels like a thing that could happen. And somehow it made a lip right there. Like, it's curving on the cardboard itself, and I think that's kind of okay. It feels like it wouldn't be okay, but it doesn't feel too bad. So with that comes wrapping things up. So I'm pretty much going to be taking bubble wrap and just other things like foams and stuff that kind of came with other cards that I've ordered, because I mean, that's the smart thing to do. Alright, so here it is. And this is what my graded card came in. And if you didn't see that video, there's the link for that. Also, what does the space for the box look like? It in fact does not fit like that. Okay, it kind of fits perfectly if it fits in this sort of direction. Kind of like wrapping a gift, but not. That fits real snug. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put a base. Although this might be bad just because it's adding to the thickness. Let's kind of toy this thing out. Okay, and then if someone needs to pull it out, they kind of just can. So the packing slip, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just fold in half, I guess. I almost feel like this could have been a better bag. In fact, okay, so let's pull that out. Also, looking at this, that's honestly not even that bad, but that's a little bit makeshift. So let's go ahead and grab this burrito, put it in here. This is like a little bit more lovely. Do it in that kind of way. Yeah, but like everything that you do to this will add thickness to it. So I'm gonna add the packing slip again. And then from here, I'm just going to try to add cushioning. I got some Japanese paper. This weighs like nothing because it's only like, it's like not even a dozen cards. Okay, either way, I feel like if you open this up, that'll be fine. If you open it up on the other side though, and then I've got my trusty tape that I bought that one time at the post office because I didn't have tape, so I bought tape. This is looking like a real official box. You know, real official boxes. This is now almost one of them. And if you don't know how to seal a box, neither do I. Just tape. And then add tape. Oh gosh, what even? Not the most glamorous box taping, but I mean, it does seem to like do the job. I don't feel particularly too afraid in the way that this is handled. Like, as long as it's not, you know, completely being crushed, then we should be fine, you know. But I mean, that could happen to any box, and no matter like how you go ahead and try to protect things, well, what can you do in that kind of case? I guess the only thing that I could do is just choose a bigger box, but let's go ahead and just chance it and see how things go. Okay, so this is the box, and the only thing that I have to go ahead and do is, I feel like I need to go ahead and specifically send it to a given address. Depending if I'm sending it through USPS or UPS/FedEx, there's a different address for that. So that's something that I'm going to go ahead and fish out. But otherwise, I think I should be good to go as far as going to the post office. I mean, there's probably a few things that I can go ahead and do. Like maybe here I could go ahead and print out a slip once I pay the fees to go ahead and try to ship something. But I'm gonna try to go to my local UPS store, most likely, and just talk to someone there, because I'm not an expert at this. I don't know what I'm doing, but they ought to know what I'm trying to do. So I think that's gonna go ahead and wrap things up for the video. Hopefully I didn't forget anything crucial. Thanks so much for watching. If any of this was helpful to you, or if like I've just done this terrible and you have some tips, go ahead and post something in the comments. But otherwise, if you can, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Pokemon card stuff, I've been getting more into it and I'm just generally excited. I've never graded anything before. I've never had anything sent for grading, so this is my first time doing this. And we'll see. Eventually there will be a video, you know, like once I get these back, to go ahead and see what happened. I'm not expecting 10s at all. It's CGC, you know, they grade more accurately is how I'll go ahead and put it. But I mean, I'd be happy with whatever it is that I get because I really enjoy these cards. But anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks so much for watching. And otherwise, I'll go ahead and see you at the next video. Take care. You still there? You just watching me now? You're waiting for me to do a thing? This ain't no Marvel movie. Alright, peace, YouTube. Alright, goodbye.